All right, guys. Well, if you're watching this, that means I am at home with my sick 2.5-year-old. Yeah, aw. Hopefully she will feel better soon, but she needed to stay home from daycare another day, so it was my turn, and so I'm going to kind of walk you through the rest of these notes here, and please work on worksheet number 2 from the Target 6, from Target 6 in Schoology on Cami, or print your own out, and we will talk about that on Wednesday, along with going over the study guide on Wednesday for your test, which will start on Thursday. All right, so let's get down with this. So we probably already started this in class, but I was just going to start from scratch because every class got a little bit different. So with our Xbox One and our Xbox Live account, we probably identified that our number of downloads is independent and our total cost is dependent, making downloads X and total cost Y. Now, we talked about in every class that the least number of downloads is 0, and we cannot have a decimal amount of downloads, so we would count up from 0 using the natural numbers there. The total cost for 0 downloads would actually be $5. Remember, as we look up here, you have to pay $5 every month to keep your account active. Even if you don't download any video games at a cost of $20 per video game, you still have a $5 charge that you have to account for. Now, once I start downloading video games, I need to increase the total cost by $20 per download. So for one video game, I'd be at $25. For 2 video games, $45, $65, $85, $105, and $125. Now, what's important to notice here is that the rate of change is not 25, which can be easy, go 5, 25, and then go 50. If I look here, that's an increase of 20, 20, 20, 20, and 20, for an increase of 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1 download, right? We can see as we go all the way back to target 1, the rate of change is $20 per 1 download here. So if I'm going to put that into words, you can say it costs $20 for each game you download, right? Or if we write that as a slope of rise over run, 20 over 1. So the question now in C has a different answer than we had previously in the notes. Up here, previously, you could see that if our independent variable was 0, our dependent variable was 0 in both of the situations that we looked at, right? Now, if I have 0 downloads, right, that is going to still cost me $5. This is still represented by the y-intercept. Oops, sorry, I'm answering D down here, right? It's the y-intercept, but it's not 0, 5, 0, 0 anymore. It is now 0, 5, right? So if we then think about this graphically, right, if I go up 0, 5 here, all right, and I want to graph the rest of this, going up 20, I got to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So up 25 and right 1. Now, notice I don't have a second, a third, and a fourth quadrant because, as we talked about in the previous notes, I can't have a negative number of downloads, right? This is X, so this is downloads. You can't download a negative number of games, and I can't pay a negative amount of money. So my line is actually going to start at the y-intercept and increase. Notice I did not make the next tick mark 25. If I make that first tick mark 5, I have to make every tick mark 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So think and be, be smart about what you make the tick marks on your graph. Okay, let's look at another example here. So you started a cookie selling business. Independent, dependent. So independent is the number of cookies and dependent is the total profit. You're going to make whatever you sell. So cookies sold comes first, then profit comes second. So we have X and Y here. So how many cookies can sell? Well, I can sell nothing. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so forth. Here's the catch though. We had to spend money to start our cookie business. You can't make cookies out of nothing, so we had to spend $10 to start our cookie business. So 0 cookies. What is my profit? I'm actually negative. This is an example of a situation where you can have a negative y coordinate. Because of that $10 that it cost us, profit includes not only money you've made, but also money you've spent. So when we use this word here, profit, we can have negative amounts. Now, each cookie I sell, I make $2 per cookie. So if I sell 1 cookie, I have now increased to negative $8 in profit. 2 cookies is negative 6, negative 4, negative 2. And if I sell 5 cookies, you can see I have now gotten back to where I started at $0. After that, you can see I'm going to start making money on my cookie selling business. All right, so fill out the table and then notice it's asking us to write an equation. So, and then to describe the situation and graph on the next page. So let's write our equation here. So to write our equation, as we talked about, we need 2 things. I need slope and I need an ordered pair. I would highly recommend using the y-intercept, 0, negative 10. And again, I know that's the y-intercept because my x-coordinate is 0. Now, my rate of change here, you can see I increased $2 for every 1 cookie sold. So that makes my slope 2 cookies per $1. Since this is the y-intercept, I can use slope-intercept form, and y is going to equal 2x minus 10. That right there is an equation to represent the amount of profit I'm going to make from my cookie business based on the number of cookies that I sell. So let's go to the next page here. Let's turn the page to page 3, and let's graph this here. Here's the catch. How is this different than the Xbox problem? Well, I need the 4th quadrant because in this situation, my y-axis, my amount of money, can actually be negative. So y is my money, x is my number of cookies, right? Number of cookies. So if I go negative 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, right there at negative 10 is my y-intercept. Now my rise, my slope is 2 over 1, so I go up 2 and right 1, 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 and finally, that's not going to be very much of a line, but that's because I'm a bad artist, right? We can see we're going to have a line that does something like that. That would be a graphical representation. So this is different than our Xbox problem because money can be negative, right? How much money do you have if you don't sell any cookies? You have lost $10 or negative $10 in profit. How many cookies do you need to sell before you break even? Well, when have I gotten back to $0? All right, we've gotten back to $0 right here when we've hit the x-intercept, right? So this is our break even. When we get back to 0, we've broken even there. So we need to sell 5 cookies to get to back to $0. And the significance of this graphically is, as an ordered pair, we have 5, 0. Well, what do we call an ordered pair when the y coordinate is equal to 0? Hopefully you know this. That is our x-intercept. All right? So wrapping this up really quickly here, number 1, try these on your own. I should say that. Sorry, guys. I should have specified before I even got started. Stop the video, pause the video, try these on your own, and come back and let's check here. All right? Ready? Pause. So what is the rate of change based on this table here? Well, we can see 55 to 76 is 21. This is 21. This is 21. And then I'm increasing on my x-intercept 10. So I have a rate of change of 21 over 10. But remember, rate of change is singular. So we want to represent that as 2.1 over 1 would be my rate of change there. How can you know what the y-intercept is without having an equation or a graph, right? The y-intercept is always the ordered pair when our independent variable equals 0. So whatever the dependent variable is, when the independent variable is 0, that's our y-intercept. So if we look at this example, new iPhone, which you shouldn't buy anyway because, you know, Crapple stinks, but a new iPhone, you pay $200 and you have to pay $10 a month for data. Well, our rate of change, our slope in this problem is $10 for 1 month of data, right? That is our M. The y-intercept would be what you get when x equals 0, right? X equals 0 when you're dealing with the y-intercept. So if we have 0 months, if x is the number of months and y equals our cost, what will be the cost of this situation if we have never even paid for a month of data? Well, if we look up here, we're going to pay $200 even if we never use the phone. So our y-intercept, our cost, is going to be $200 at 0 months. When our independent variable is 0, what is our dependent variable? And that would be our y-intercept. All right, work on the worksheet. If you have questions, come to class tomorrow and we'll talk about them.